What is going on, guys? Boy Gamers Goon here today to give you your WWE Trashlash review. As you can see, still real tired from last night. I wanted to do this last night, but the show we got just drained me. It wasn't a great show. There's not much news coming out of it. Definitely, it doesn't deserve a lot of excitement, I would say, because last night was it was overall just a very bad show, here at Backlash. We start off the show here again, with a match that I was actually praising, that I said I wanted this match to go 10 to 15 minutes. I wanted this match to be the match of the night. I thought these two could go at it. This match only lasted 7 minutes, 25 seconds. It was between Apollo Crews and Andrade on the pre-show. And I said you couldn't have a cheap victory here, and that's exactly what they did. They ended up having Apollo Crews, kind of not. I mean, he struggled to win, but he could have went much more clean. He could have. It wasn't anything good. It wasn't anything good. It definitely felt like a pre-show match. At the end of those 7 minutes. At the end of the day, though, the right guy won, so I'm not gonna complain too much. Next, we had the beginning of the show. We had the Women's Tag Team Championships being defended by Bayley and Sasha Banks against Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross and the Iconics. Once again, not a very solid match. There wasn't much news coming out of this match. The only good thing about this match is the outcome, and for some reason, by some miracle, Bayley and Sasha, and more specifically Sasha, successfully defended a title in the WWE in 2020. Don't know how that's possible. Do not know how that's possible. It was an 8-minute, 50-second match. Didn't really care too much about it. Was more so focusing on eating my Outback during this match. So definitely nothing noteworthy coming out of the Bayley and Sasha match here. Outside of the outcome itself, which fed Bayley and Sasha their first successful title defense of that women's championship, and thank God we get to see Tegan Nox versus Shotzi Blackheart versus Bayley and Sasha rather than the Iconics or Bliss Cross, because those other two would not be good on NXT this week. Next we had Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus, and this is a match. I ranted about it on Twitter, and I don't even want to rant about it here today. I came in today with the mindset that, you know what, I'm not even going to do much rants. I'm just going to come in here and get the video over with because I'm tired. And that's exactly what we're going to have to do here. Sheamus versus Jeff Hardy. You have Jeff Hardy's redemption storyline. The whole premise of this story is to get Jeff Hardy over, per se, just because you want Jeff Hardy to be able to say he overcame his addictions, and they have him lose here. They have Sheamus go over. They didn't like that, just because you're really just saying that Jeff Hardy did not overcome his demons, which is just not the story that you should be telling here. And if this is the way you wanted to go, you did want Sheamus to win here, I think you probably should have done a cheap victory. Jeff Hardy doesn't look like he lost. He could easily come out and say, you know what, if you didn't use a chair while the ref wasn't looking, he could have pulled one of those cards. Very easy card to pull in that scenario, but clean victory from Sheamus. Jeff Hardy had a brogue kick, and he lost in the middle of the ring to Sheamus. So it wasn't a bad match, but the outcome is what made me sour on the match. It lasted 16 minutes and was decently solid, for what it was. Then we had Asuka versus Nia Jax. Excuse me while I wake myself up real quick. Nope, still as tired as I was during this match. I did not care about this match. I don't know if you did. But this match went 8 minutes and 25 seconds. And on top of that, there was no victor in this match. We are set up for a second match because it was a double countout between Nia Jax and Asuka. So if you thought this was boring, if you thought this was tiresome, like I did, we got another thing coming at Extreme Rules because we're getting another one. We're getting another one between these two. Absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. Next we got Braun Strowman versus Miz and Morrison. Hey, go away. Miz and Morrison need to go. I don't care how they sing the song. But at the beginning they did do something great on their singing. Hey, ho ho, the Universal Champion needs to go. Those are both that and Miz and Morrison need to go are two correct statements. Very, very stupid match here. One thing I wanted to point out though is, doesn't this bury the tag teams? Because Miz and Morrison were the tag team champions. And they have an advantage over one guy, just like how everybody was complaining about Braun Strowman winning with the little kid buried the tag team division. He's not even having a tag team partner, beating a tag team in a match that the tag team has the advantage over him because it's a 2-on-1. Doesn't that still bury the tag team division? Think about that. Because those were the tag team champions. So what's that say about everybody else? Braun Strowman ends up picking up the victory. But they need to get the title away from Braun. I can't wait for Bray Wyatt to come back and get that title. SmackDown just horrible at this point, man. It really is. Next, we got Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley. Obviously, Bobby Lashley as MVP. This match went 13 minutes, and it actually was not too bad. It was a solid match. The only issue I have with this match is obviously Mr. Charisma being in this match. But it was definitely a solid match from Bobby Lashley. The only problem is I don't really think I cared much about this match. What we got from bell to bell was decent stuff. At some points I thought Bobby Lashley might actually win the title, which obviously did not happen last night, and Drew McIntyre ended up picking up the victory. So that it was okay for what it was. It was okay. And last but not least, we had the greatest match ever. We had the match that topped Steamboat Warrior, the match that topped HBK Taker, the match that topped Omega Okada, the match that topped Cole Gargano. We had Orton vs. Edge Part 2, a normal wrestling match, and this was overbooked, man. This was so overbooked. They start this off with the MSG thing. Here for the greatest match ever. We have from North Carolina, Edge, and from St. Louis, Missouri, Randy Orton. They did the Howard Finkel voiceover. And then, on top of that, they boosted crowd noise. It sounded ridiculous. It really did. You got them chanting, "This is awesome." Not even synced up with the Performance Center people. The Performance Center people are clapping like 3 seconds after the awesome, and they're sitting there, "Let's go Orton, let's go Edge." And you can tell the difference between that pipe noise and what was going on earlier in the night, because that Performance Center crowd didn't echo like that the pipe noise that they had. They didn't have people clamoring the entire time. There was some dead points in this match where the Performance Center crowd was not making a peep. And you got, woo, yeah, woo. No, not at all. This was overproduced. It was given way too much time. It wasn't a bad match, don't get me wrong. It was a solid match. Between Orton and Edge, they definitely did better than what they did at Mania. They can definitely look back on this match and be proud. However, I blame all of this match not being what it should have been on creative and on Vince, because this match should have never been given 44 minutes. It went dang near an hour. I thought we were going to go for an hour at one point. I literally looked over to my dad because they're sitting there talking about the greatest matches ever, right? And they're just naming, I'm not even joking, they literally said, that's a steamboat drop kick. They were just like comparing every move left and right to moves from the greatest matches ever, and I'm like, oh no, they're gonna go over an hour just because we had that hour-long Mania match. Thank God that didn't happen. This match was a match that wasn't too bad, but I would have rather ended a whole lot quicker. About 20 minutes into this match, I was just like, let's just get this over with. Got things to do. I just don't want to sit here and continue to watch this. It was solid for what it was, but given way too much time. It was overbooked. But at the end of the day, Orton and Edge did their absolute best in this match. And that's props to those guys, but creative screwed them over here. Also, just want to mention, Edge did tear his tricep, so he is reportedly out 4 to 6 months. We were going to assume that we're either going to get a match at Extreme Rules or SummerSlam here between Orton and Edge. At this time, I don't know if that is likely, depending on how quick Edge is going to recover, depending on whether he needs surgery or whatever he has to do with his tricep. So, but obviously, since it's 50-50 booking, there's one-on-one, we're going to get another match where we're going to have the conclusive winner of this feud. And after this match, Randy Orton goes up to Edge while Edge is laying on the ground, and he says, just go home, Edge. Tell your daughters and tell your wife Uncle Randy says hi. Good stuff here between these two. Just given way too much time and just overproduced in terms of adding crowd noise and all that stuff. It just felt fake. It really felt fake. If you didn't have this go so long, you give this 20 minutes. You don't put the moniker of having the greatest match ever, and you don't have crowd noise piped in, I would sit here and probably tell you that it was a 4-star match. But at the end of the night, I just can't get over the fact that the pipe noise just sounded very unrealistic. You had way too much time. It was okay. I'd probably give it about a 3.5-star match. It was okay. But that was your WWE Trashlash. It wasn't a very good show. The only 3 okay matches really in this show were McIntyre, Edge, and then obviously you had Sheamus earlier in the night. So Sheamus and Hardy wasn't a bad match, don't get me wrong, but I just did not like the outcome of that match. Other than that, that has been the WWE Backlash or Trashlash, whatever you want to call it, review. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you do click that red sub button. Make sure you click that notification bell. And make sure you go follow the Twitter at GamersGoonYT. I will see you guys in the next video. See you guys next time, bro.